Hey there, I'm your host, Hadriana Leo. Welcome back to Catalyst Conversations. In this episode, I'd love to explore with you what I see as a quiet crisis that happens when high achieving women like yourselves have reached what you think of as the top. When you hit what you think of as the pinnacle, when you feel like you have arrived and that's it. You see, in that scenario, you are earning very well, 300, 400, maybe even that $500,000 mark for yourself. You've checked off the boxes. You've got the house, you've got the family, you've got the career. Your retirement fund is growing at a great pace. All of your forecasts say that, you're going to hit all the metrics you need to hit, all the thresholds you need to hit to have those goals met. But then something actually happens, and that's where I think the crisis comes in. You stop dreaming. You stop thinking about what's next for you. You hit a subconscious dream limit where you tell yourself, I have enough, where you tell yourself, I'm okay. But it's not because you actually have enough, but it's because you are afraid of the version of you that wants more. Ah, I can't tell you how many triggers are going off for me personally just with that phrase, wants more. As women, we are not bred to want more. We are told, and we are taught, we are socialized to be content, to serve, and to help others. But we are not taught to want more. Today, we are talking about the evolution of your wealth. We're going to dismantle this illusion of enough and we are going to recalibrate your circle of influence. We're going to figure out how to break that ceiling that you didn't even know you had installed in your own head. If you are feeling stagnant in your experience of that pinnacle, this episode is for you. So let's dive in. Let's break this down. I have enough. It's it's an illusion that we kind of hold on to because we've been bred to settle, to be appreciative, to not question. I have enough. Let's look at where that's coming from. And that might be rather a complicated, long, that's multiple episodes all on its own. But understand that when you hit your original income goals, when you reach that level that you've always dreamed about, your brain actually creates a subconscious safety mechanism. Because you've arrived there, there's safety there. You're now at a place where, you understand where you are in control, you understand how you got there, and you understand how to operate in that space. You say, I have enough because it helps you stay in a zone of success that you can control. Now, a lot of this is rooted subconsciously. So we don't often realize this until it is challenged, until something pushes you to look beyond the conscious experience that you're having. Often we stop dreaming because we secretly feel like we are frauds for wanting more when we already have so much more than others. Now, this is a heavy statement. We are, like I said before, we're cultured that way for us to have feel gratitude. And as a result, the more we have, the more we feel like we should be just be grateful because we already have so much more than others. But what does having more than others have to do with your purpose? What does having more than others have to do with your capability? What does having more than others have to do with your dream, the vision that has been poured into for your life, for your impact, for your legacy? Listen to me now. We mistake stagnation and safety for gratitude. Take that in. We wrap our fears in a feel good balloon we call gratitude when really and truly it's a fear of going past what we've been cultured, exploring beyond that safety comfort zone to what we know we've been called to do, to that impact. We couch this I have enough business in gratitude. And we say, that's great. I should be satisfied here. And we start shooting all over ourselves. And we call it gratitude. I have learned, and I write about this in my book, that there is a healthy tension that exists between gratitude for where you are now, gratitude and contentment, and a vision, a drive for more. It is good. You can have gratitude while you drive, while you experience a desire for doing more, for having more impact, for expanding on your legacy. You can do that, and it's okay. So do not mistake stagnation for gratitude. Let's see how we can shift the narrative. One thing I want you to appreciate is when it comes to your finances, there is no finish line. When it comes to your wealth journey, there is no place that you will arrive within your capacity to earn that is actually labeled the end. No, wealth isn't the destination. Wealth in your hands is a resource for a mission that continues to evolve. As you hit one level, you move to the next. I like my girl Oprah. I mean, I never met the lady. I got massive respect for her, but I feel like we could be girlfriends. Okay, what if Oprah just stopped at having a talk show that is syndicated nationwide and she has these millions of followers? What if she stopped there? What if she shut down that call, that drive, that desire to broaden her impact? What would have happened to that school that the school in South Africa, I think it is, where she has put through so many wonderful and deserving young women and equipped them with educations that literally changed the trajectory of their entire family line? What if she just stopped at the Oprah Winfrey Show? We would not have access to so many of the things, resources, inspiration that she is able to deliver to us if she just stopped at, you know what? The show is enough. I have enough, and ignored the call that was inside her that says there is more. Listen, if your goals are all met, your 1 year goal, your 2 year, 3 year, 5 year goals are all met, it does not mean that your vision is finished. Because I believe that as long as we have breath, there is always next. As long as we're still here, there is always next. And so what if it means that what's next is going to create more wealth for you? You're creating the wealth for impact. What's the problem with that? You're creating the wealth out of a vision and a drive that starts on the inside and materializes, it manifests itself on the outside. Your vision is not finished. You are just probably dealing with some blurry vision lenses, or you got to make some strategic moves within how you're thinking, how you are experiencing your wealth. We move you from saving for security, which you've done. The retirement fund is funded, you have a great cash flow plan, you're doing the things. We're moving you from that, from saving for security to evolving for impact. And you get to ask yourself and take some time with this question: what does your current level of wealth want to do now? Not what it was before, not what you experienced, 2, 3 years ago. What is that whisper in your mind, in your heart, that's saying, we could do this? or we can experience that. What is that now? I want you to do two things. I'd love for you to just take a look at your circle currently. You might be dealing with an inspiration gap. You might be dealing with a lack of, let me see, how do I phrase this? You don't have anyone around you that can actually help you inspire and refine your vision for what's next. If you are the most ambitious person in the rooms that you're in, or if your current circle depends on you to create the dreams, they cannot be the source of your growth. Take that in for a minute. And I know it personally because many of the circles I'm in take from me. They don't actually pour into me. And that is what I faced when I hit my dream ceiling. I realized that people needed things from me. And to a large extent, it also had required me to check my ego because it felt really good for everyone to need me. But what happens for me? What about caring for my dreams and goals? Who was around me to inspire, to pour into me? If your current circle depends on you to create their dreams, they cannot be the source of your growth. We need to expose ourselves to different dreamers. We need to expose ourselves to people, opportunities. You need to start looking for those women who are building those capital lending funds. You need to start talking to those ones who are establishing family trusts or foundations. You need to be talking to those women who are launching social enterprises. They are creating social impact and creating ways to fund their lives well. Yes, you can do both. To break that ceiling, you need to start talking to people who look at your income as a floor, not as a peak. You need to start talking to people who look at where you are now and they think, oh, I remember when I was there. Because they now have experience that you are looking for, and that can help to inspire you to do that next thing, to face those fears, to have those conversations, and to open your eyes to what that vision could be like. So, before I wrap up this episode, I'd love to do this exercise with you. Okay, so just close your eyes and imagine that what you're earning right now is your absolute baseline. That what you're earning right now is the absolute minimum. It's your zero, it's your break even number. If that amount of money was a given, what bigger game would you be playing? Like, how would you be making some moves if that baseline was guaranteed? That's your zero. That is the bare minimum that you're starting with. What legacy would you be funding today? Close your eyes. Have that experience now of what that would be like. What game, what bigger game, what opportunities, what experiences would you be funding today? Well, breaking that ceiling, it is really not about greed. It's about you evolving as a wealth architect. It's about refusing to let your capacity be capped by someone else's version of what success is supposed to be, or your own version of success that you thought through like 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago. That's not who you are now. Right now, you are becoming a wealth architect. And an architect never stops refining that blueprint as the vision expands. As the vision expands, we tweak, we adjust, we add another story, we take it to another level. If you've reached the top only to realize that what you thought was the top of the mountain was just a ceiling that you're hitting your head against, well, it's time to have a different kind of conversation. It's time to be in a circle with people who are doing some really different things. I'll invite you to take the Catalyst Index. You'll find it on my website, moneynavigator.ca/resources. You can take that proprietary assessment, and it is designed to help you diagnose your wealth blind spot. Where are you stuck? Where are you missing a part of the picture? Where is your vision blurred? What is holding you back? So go onto my website, take the assessment, and let's identify exactly what's keeping you under that ceiling so we can start breaking away at that ceiling and building what is next for you. So, a really powerful episode. I hope that you have been inspired to break through to what is next. I'm Hadriana Leo, and this has been Catalyst Conversations. I'll see you in the next episode. But until then, keep architecting your wealth. There is something next for you. Take care.